I think we're live now. It didn't start.
Now
I think now we're live, Grace. Now we're live.
Thank you. The Yankees lose.
And we back, y'all. It's a bit rusty.
You fought well yesterday. Your style is unorthodox.
Scorpio.
Good morning, Yankees universe, and welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Wednesday, November 5th. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, hanging out with the compañeros. We got the lovely Grace Monroe, and I got my man Pots and Pans, the Ace Avenue. I missed the hell out of you guys. How you guys been?
We are back.
I'm good. I'm good. I've put up 3 Christmas trees so far in my house. I have no shame. I do not care. Judge me if you will. But listen, I am living my best life over here trying to make myself smile since the Yankees got eliminated and the Dodgers won the World Series yet again.
Yeah.
How are you?
What happened at Thanksgiving? So you're one of those that
now, Thanksgiving is a day.
As soon as Halloween is over, Mariah Carey's warming up in the
Christmas is a season. Exactly. Now you're getting it.
Yeah, I can't skip over Thanksgiving. Me being a big back guy myself, I love my my Thanksgiving holiday, you know what I mean? But it feels good to be back, guys. I missed you guys, and we missed you guys in the chat. Make sure everybody hits that like and subscribe. Let's go.
Yes, absolutely. Like my guy Ace said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's shout out the chat. Let's do a little bit of a roll call before we continue. My man Jacob Petruzzi is in the building. Jacob, how you doing? Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. I got our good friend Jonathan is in the building. Jonathan, how are you doing? And of course, Nathaniel Crenshaw is in the building. The guy who's a Dodgers fan and a Mariners fan and a Seahawks fan, and he's a fan of every team in the league. Shout out to Nathaniel Crenshaw. How you doing? Yankee Cow is in the building. My guy Theo Nosebleed section is in the building. Theo Nosebleed, how are you doing? Our good friend Tina, one of the best moderators on all of the Yankees universe. Shout out to our good friend Tina. And Alan Lanford, aka Theo AA, is in the building. AA, how are you doing? I hope all is well. Our good friend Sean Browning is in the building. Sean, I hope you and your family is doing good. Hayden Bayer is in the building. El Dululu Yankee fan is in La Casa. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. And of course, we got to shout out Alex. Bob a baby is in the building. Oh, you changed it. That's right. They changed the whole username. Now everybody's name is different. Ernie is in the building. Ernie, how are you doing? Salute, salute, salute. Guys, if you guys can, drop in the chat how much you guys missed us. Drop in the chat how much you guys missed the New York Yankees. But also hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Grace and Ace, where y'all want to go?
The Dodgers have brought holiday cheer to all of us since the Blue Jays eliminated the Yankees. Oh, wait, to all of the U.S., I think he meant. How are the Los Angeles Dodgers not part of the U.S. and the Blue Jays are? What in the world does that comment even mean? Also, shout out to Team USA. WBC coming up. I've never been so excited. Maybe I'll actually see Aaron Judge win something. Nosebleed put in the comment section, I need this show to bring me out of my depression. Well, Nosebleed, I need this show to bring me out of my depression. I'm in a New York Yankees depression, y'all. I'm in a pit of despair. Okay, yes. Y'all remember that part from the Princess Bride? The pit of despair. Remember that part? Has anyone seen Princess Bride? Oh my God, I'm out here on a limb by myself.
No, I've seen Princess. No, I know the reference. I know the reference.
It was a perfect impression.
Yes.
Anyway.
Spot on, Grace.
Anyway, that's where I am. I'm in the pit of despair about the New York Yankees. And if we don't get a big acquisition this offseason, y'all, I'm teetering on the edge of falling way over into TC Steele's land. Shout out to TC Steele.
Shout out to TC Steele.
If TC's in the chat today, I woke up this morning thinking I'm about to go on this show today and sound like TC because I am so negative today.
But no,
TC.
One thing I want to say, shout out to my brother TC Still. Shout out to everybody who's in the chat. My guy Jose Medina. No, Mark T Maker. No. I recognize the profile pic. I had the only blank when I saw the username because I was like, wait, that's not his fucking name. Shout out to Mark T Maker, who is in the building, one of the day ones since day one. So shout out to my guy Mark T Maker. Jose Medina is in the building. Me and Milo, how are you doing? We got Marshall Brown is in the building. Of course, the sounds of New York City is in the background. Shout out to everybody who is in the city and understands the hustle and bustle. But no, one thing I want to say is, as much as I enjoy the Yankees regular season and 162 games, watching it, talk with you guys, one of my favorite times of the year is the Yankees offseason, because we can have these hypothetical conversations. We can have these views when it comes to like free agency. Who should a team get via trade? You got all these rumors that are circulating, but I know there's one thing that the three of us can agree on, right? When it comes to the World Series, I'm not sure if you guys were paying attention to it. I know backstage we were saying we was all tuned out from it, but I had to watch it because of, my job with Latino sports. But watching the World Series, I was 50-50 on who I wanted to win, right? Shout out for the super chat. Ernesto, Scuba and Tucker to LA. Don't even think about them. Don't worry, Ernesto. We're going to get into that conversation. But shout out to you for the super chat. Appreciate you for the $1.99 helping us keep the lights on over here. But the outcome of the World Series, I was 50-50. One hand, I wanted the Blue Jays to win just because I was spiteful towards Yankee fans for how they treated Vlad's family at the stadium. I thought throwing beer cans at his brother and family was disgusting. Get some class, Yankee fans. That was bullshit. But on the other hand, with the Dodgers winning and showing that if you spend money, you can win championships. Hopefully the Yankees can take this offseason and view the Dodgers blueprint as a game plan for them to lay out and try to execute, right? Because as much as people bitch and complain about the Dodgers acquiring players, they're cheating in Major League Baseball before these deferred contracts. I understand that. It's frustrating. I get that. But when the Dodgers do that, it allows us as fans to start screaming so we can raise the fire to the front office and to ownership to, hey, spend some fucking money, especially if you expect Yankee fans to show up to the stadium every season, pay $60 to $100 for a ticket, $20 to $30 for a chicken bucket, $20 just for a beer, $8 for a bottle of water. If you want to justify fans paying that price, go out there, put your big boy pants on and spend during free agency and actually put a team around Aaron Judge. Sorry for that TED Talk. That was a verbal diarrhea. I apologize. I miss you guys.
You're good. And I'm right there with you. And it's not, I'm gonna add on. It's not even just about spending the money. Make the necessary trades that you have to do to make this team better, because we have a small window. And guess what? We are heading towards a lockout that a lot of people are predicting could be a year or two long. Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole aren't getting any younger. They're not going to stay at the same age that they're going to be at if we're locked out for a couple of years. But before I continue with that, I do want to give a shout out. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers on another championship. Me personally, it was a lose-lose situation for the Yankees. It's either the Blue Jays were going to win or the Dodgers were going to win, and then it was going to be the first team to go back-to-back since us over here, the New York Yankees, and they're talking about becoming a dynasty over there. When it comes to Dodgers, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at them. If anything, I'm jealous of them because their owners and their organization is willing to do whatever they can. They have a star in Shohei Ohtani, the face of all of sports, not even just baseball, all of sports. And they're doing everything they can to put a championship caliber team, and they've hung up 2 championships now with Shohei Ohtani. Even though he really didn't light the world on fire, they still got a way to get it done. I wish that our owner was that aggressive, unlike Hal Steinbrenner, who we still haven't seen since last year. We don't know what's going on with them, but at least they're proactive and they're trying to win. They don't care if they're ruining baseball. You saw what Dave Roberts said. Let's go ahead and ruin it some more. It's as simple as that. I wish that the New York Yankees would become the villains of MLB again and get their shit together and start hanging up some banners, because guess what? We haven't seen one since 2009. We're not getting any younger. I'm trying to go to a parade. It's as simple as that. I want a championship. I'm jealous of the Dodgers.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it sucks that I always make this joke, but it sucks that I joke. The last time the Yankees won a championship, I had a fucking hairline. Right, that was 2009. It's 16 years since the Yankees won a championship. I was going to school at Borough of Manhattan Community College, BMCC. Shout out to the BMCC heads that are in the building. But I was going to school around that time when the Yankees won. And guess what? Did I go to school? Absolutely not, because that parade was literally in between where I got off at the train and my school, and I was there to celebrate the Yankees winning in 2009. And like you said, Ace, I want to see that again. I want to see Grace in New York City running through the streets with her losing her mind because the Yankees won a championship. I want to be hanging out, me, Grace, and Ace when the Yankees are celebrating during the championship parade. I want to be able to witness that. I want to be able to experience that. I want to be able to hang out with you guys at the bodega when that happens, and it will happen. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing that Ace said, so I'm glad he brought it up and everything, but I was going to bring up the fact that I did see the comments that Dave Roberts made after they won the National League Champion Series. The Dodgers won the National League Championship Series, and he said, they say we're ruining baseball. Let's win 4 more games and ruin it some more, really ruin it, or whatever he said. And I thought to myself, damn, that used to be the Yankees. And it's not even like we need to be like the Dodgers. The Dodgers are being like us. We aren't being like ourselves. We want to be like that again. Like make the Yankees great again is like our campaign because we used to be the evil empire. We used to be the ones that all the other teams looked at and said, well, we can't spend the money like the Yankees. How are we going to compete? The Yankees just go out and buy all their players. Everything that I'm now hearing the teams say about the Dodgers is what people used to say about the Yankees. So we just want to do that again. We want to be ourselves again. We want to get our own identity back. The Dodgers have stolen our identity. This is identity theft is where I'm going. And I'm filing a claim.
Copyright infringement.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to say shout out to Ernesto in the chat with another $1.99 super chat. If you guys can drop $1, drop $2, whatever you can, it helps, goes a long way when it comes to keeping the lights on. But Ernesto says, we're having a good time out here in LA. Much love and celebrate. Dodger fans should celebrate because when the Yankees last won in 2009, the Dodgers a few years prior, they were brought out and had new ownership because I'm not sure if you guys remember, but the Dodgers at one time were the laughing stock of Major League Baseball from a big market perspective because they were spending so much money and they was always finishing under 500. Do you guys remember when the Dodgers opened up their opened up their pocketbooks and gave Andrew Jones a massive contract in the 2000s and he was utter garbage and they had to eat that money? You remember when they gave that money to Rafael Furcal and that didn't work out? They gave so much money to players that were either past their prime and got injured and were never able to take the Dodgers over that hump. And then under their new ownership in the 2010s, the Dodgers were getting destroyed and getting eliminated in the postseason left and right by the Phillies, by the Mets, by every other team. And when they got to the World Series, they were beat twice by the Houston Astros. So Dodger fans that are celebrating right now, and if you're a Yankee fan, you got to go through the history over these past 25 years since 2000. Dodger fans, this is the only time in the past 10 years they've been able to celebrate and actually have good baseball. They were getting destroyed. They were like the Knicks, in the early 2000s, and then 2010 getting eliminated left and right. So if you're a Dodger fan, you guys been through some hell. Celebrate right now because if it was the New York Yankees, I know myself, I would be arrogant as fuck.
I would too. Yeah.
I am not going to congratulate the Dodgers, but I do.
I didn't say the Dodgers. I said the fans. The fans.
Okay.
The fans.
I do want to give a shout out though to Clayton Kershaw.
Bro.
Incredible career. One of the greatest pitchers of our lifetime, and he's done now. So I don't know why Hector's booing him. There's something going on that I clearly don't know about. But one of the greatest pitchers of our lifetime, and he's done. So he's hanging it up. Great career. Also, shout out to Max Scherzer, who pitched pretty well in the World Series at the age of 60. So, I don't know if he's going to be done after that. But, they say that the ace era of pitchers is changing. It's adapting. It's, moving on with the times of bullpens becoming more prevalent, bullpen arms becoming more important, and eventually going to be paid more probably, and pitchers going less and less and less deeply into games. With that being said, Max Scherzer and Clayton Kershaw were two giants of that era of the ace. So, we did get to see that. Shout out to those guys.
I was gonna say real quick before Ace goes. First off, fuck Clayton Kershaw. Secondly, as a baseball player, he's phenomenal. An amazing baseball player. He had an amazing career. It's just certain things I don't mess with him with. But when it comes to you bringing up aces and horses, we had that in the World Series, and that was Yamamoto. The way that Yoshinobu Yamamoto pitched in that World Series, that was reminiscent of Randy Johnson in the 90s. That was reminiscent of Gaylord Perry, old school pitching. Yamamoto took the ball. CC Sabathia as well. Thank you, Ace, for bringing that up. Yamamoto took the ball in Game 7 after pitching in Game 6, and he pitched 2 innings, and he said, I'm going to take us not just to the 9th inning, but to extra innings and make sure that they don't score. And the Blue Jays had several opportunities to score, and Yamamoto shut them down. That's an ace. That's old school baseball. Hopefully with the because Dodger fans, and if there's any in the chat, the way that Yankee fans criticize Aaron Boone because he's so heavy in analytics is the same way that Dodger fans, they criticize Dave Roberts for the same thing. What Dave Roberts did in that World Series had nothing to do with analytics. Had nothing to do. Nope. Yamamoto pitching in Game 6 and then pitching in Game 7 had nothing to do with analytics. Hopefully Aaron Boone can see that and say, you know what? I got to go back to knowing what I do, doing what I do best, and that's knowing baseball. Shout out to big time Jerry that's in the chat. Sorry, Unc, I missed you. Go ahead, Grace. Sorry.
Rojas taking that at bat against the splits and hitting the home run.
It was a gut feeling because Rojas has been one of the worst players in like a month. And that's baseball. That's the beauty of baseball. How many times do we see? Look, you got to surround your team with ball players. I'm not even going to say stars, with ball players, right? Because when your number is called, you're never gonna know when your opportunity is going to present itself. Rojas has been one of the worst hitters in the league for like a month and a half going into the playoffs. But Roberts had a feeling, and he came through not just offensively, but defensively as well on that play by IKF. Now, if you want to say IKF secondary lead was trash, I'm right there with you. If IKF had a better secondary lead, the Blue Jays are the champions right now. Yeah. But that's what it comes down to. It's a gut feeling. The Yankees organization would have never made a move like that. Never. No, they
and speaking of Yankees, Ace, I was thinking about you and Hector, because when I was watching this game, bottom of the 9th, bases juiced, 1 out.
Oh yeah, that's us.
And they couldn't get a motherfucking run across. I was like, oh, these people are about to lose the World Series. Okay, you got jokes.
Because the Dodgers
y'all are joking around.
Similar situation.
Yeah.
I want to say shout out to my guy Lorenzo Cardona, who is in the chat. Zoe, the engineer. Shout out to Zoe in the building, Lorenzo. But no, Grace, watching that,
I know
when they didn't score.
I know
when Andy Pajes, shout out to Andy Pajes for that amazing catch as well that he made. I interviewed him as well. If you guys want to check that out, you can check that out. But when he made that catch, in the back of my mind, I said the Dodgers are going to win. When they made that catch, I was like, the Dodgers are going to win. Yeah. And one person that I know was not a fan of seeing Miguel Rojas hit that home run is a member of the New York Yankees, Jazz Chisholm, because Miguel Rojas was that veteran player that Jazz talked about who ripped up his sneakers, who poured milk in his sneakers when he was a rookie. Miguel Rojas was that veteran that was hazing Jazz Chisholm a little bit too much, that Jazz Chisholm decided, you know what, I'm going to tear up this locker room, I'm going to whoop your ass. That was the veteran Miguel Rojas, and seeing him hit that home run, I'm like, oh, immediately in my head, Ace, as somebody that edits videos, immediately I'm like, somebody's gonna grab that interview of Jazz Chisholm talking about it, and then have the highlights of Miguel Rojas hitting the home runs, and what popped up on TikTok literally 30 minutes later, that same thing.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens, man. Like you were talking about, as soon as he made that catch. As soon as Pies made that catch, you knew what time it was. The Dodgers were getting the breaks. That's what happens. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say lucky. The ball bounces a certain way. That's baseball. It happens all the time. Like, Game 6, that ball getting stuck in the wall, dude. Like, you know how hard that was for it to get stuck in the wall that probably could have scored? And just, look, Blue Jay fans, I'm not sitting here. Like, I'm going to be petty for a second. Who was the dude? Was it Buck Martinez that said the Yankees run the bases terribly? And didn't we see the Blue Jays in back-to-back games end Game 6 with a bad base running error and Game 7 with IKF with his terrible-ass lead? I mean, bad karma. It's as simple as that. It sucks, but that's baseball. But like I said, the Dodgers took full advantage of mistakes and extra opportunities, and they're the champions for it. That's what it ultimately comes down to.
Yeah. Shout out to Marshall Brown as well, who was in the building, who says, thanks, guys, for the show. You're helping my work day go by so much better. Listen, Marshall, we miss talking to you guys. We're going to have more Yankee content. I'm leaving actually tomorrow morning to LA. Just want to give you guys a breakdown. I'm leaving tomorrow morning to LA. Going to come back Sunday or Monday. Next week, Tuesday, Grace, we forgot to talk about this backstage, but next week, Tuesday, I hope you're available. Please, same time, 12 o'clock. We have a guest. We have Randy Wilkins coming on to Yankees Morning Brew. If you guys know, Randy Wilkins is the guy who was behind the Derek Jeter documentary. He has a podcast that he talks Yankee baseball with Yankee beat writers, somebody that we all know and somebody that we follow, Kirshner. So that's next week, Tuesday. Grace, I hope you're available. Sorry, I forgot to bring that up. We was backstage.
Let me talk to my agent.
Her people's going to reach out to your people.
Now, if it was Jason Dominguez, that'd be a difference. No, I'm just kidding. I love Randy. I follow Randy on Twitter. He's got lots of Yankees takes and everything, and so that'll be fun.
Yes. Shout out to Sean Browning with the $2 chat, helping us keep the lights on. Bellinger, Realmuto, Jansen, Naylor, Okamoto. I think he's talking about free agencies. So we're going to have to get into that conversation. Y'all ready to get into the conversation, free agency?
Let's go.
I'm not ready. Okay.
Let's jump into the conversation. I'm a little bit sad. I get that. We're going to get into the conversation with free agents. We're going to do this over the next 30 minutes. We'll touch on Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone's exit interview, right? But right now, on November 5th, right, it's officially our favorite time of the year. It's quiet in Yankee Stadium. The season is over. The off-season clickbait headlines are here. It's Yankees for clicks. It's Yankees rumors for clicks. You're going to see a lot of videos on YouTube, especially from this channel, that's going to have Yankees rumors, breaking news, etc., because this is that time of the season. So let's talk about it. These are notable free agents. This was put out by the MLB Network. Pete Alonso, Bo Bichette, former Yankee Trent Grisham, Lourdes Gurriel, Josh Naylor, JT Realmuto, Kyle Schwarber, Eugenio Suarez, Gleyber Torres, that's Grace Monroe's favorite Yankee, and Kyle Tucker. And when it comes to that list, they don't have it here, but Cody Bellinger opted out, so you can add him to that list when it comes to notable free agents. What do you guys think? Oh, Michael King as well. Yeah, Michael King as well. Somebody that I want the Yankees to try to go after this offseason. So Grace or Ace, whoever wants to take the convo first can take it while I look up different tweets to bring up on screen.
I just want to say one thing. Ace, I want you to go, but I just want to say one thing. I swear to God, as my New York friends would say, dead ass, I forgot that Gleyber Torres was going to be a free agent.
Yeah, he signed a 1 year.
Yeah.
Would you bring him back, Grace?
Please.
No? Look, the list is long, right? When it comes to free agency this year, I think this is a little deeper than last year. Like, it's not top heavy like last year's was with Soto and Max Fried, that type of stuff, right? But it would have been if Vlad didn't sign. Then it would have been a different story. But Vlad signed early, and so Kyle Tucker's the big name that's out there. In my opinion, it just depends on what we need. Like, honestly, I think Cody Bellinger, we've said this multiple times, and I think we all agree, Cody Bellinger's priority number one for a lot of us. I think his versatility, in my opinion, puts him over a guy like Kyle Tucker. Now, if you go out and get both, maybe you'll be the Yankees of old, but then you're going to end up probably shipping out somebody like Spencer Jones, maybe even Jason Dominguez, depending on what you do. But I like Cody Bellinger's versatility to be able to play all three outfield positions and first base over Kyle Tucker, who only plays predominantly right field. I think Bellinger's more of a fit for our New York Yankees right here. We got to get ourselves a right-handed catcher. I see a lot of people talking about JT Realmuto. I'm not against that. I'm really not. But 35 years old, he's getting up there in age, especially for a catcher. He'd probably be the backup behind either a Wells or Rice. You know, if it was Grace's decision, it would definitely be Ben Rice. She would definitely ship Austin Wells out of here. But it just depends. Like, there are a lot of rumors out there. You hear Pete Alonso. Is that just Scott Boras trying to drive the price up on the Mets? Possibly. With the pitching injuries that we're going to have early in this season with Garrett Cole and Rodon on the shelf, along with a guy like Clark Schmidt, we're going to need a middle-of-the-road type pitcher. I'm all for bringing Michael King back. Dylan Cease is also available. But what I think the Yankees would do if they made those two moves, right, I think when Garrett Cole and Rodon get back, I could see them flipping Luis Hill. Because the Yankees are so uncertain when it comes to Louis Hill. We saw, like, this is 2 postseasons that they barely pitched him. They don't really know what to do with him, so I can kind of see them flipping them. We got to figure out, and obviously Anthony Volpe's not going to be here, so do the Yankees go out there and get themselves a stopgap shortstop? A lot of people want Bo Bichette. I'm not completely sold on Bo Bichette. We'll ultimately see what happens, but this has to be a proactive free agency for our New York Yankees. And we're going to have to bolster up that bullpen. We did see that Tim Hill today did get his option did get picked up, so he'll be coming back. Yeah. But there's some arms that are available, and the Yankees have to be very proactive. What are you going to do? Are you going to go out there and bring back Cody Bellinger, be very active on Kyle Tucker, or are you going to go with the youth of Spencer Jones, Jason Dominguez, and just go from there?
I saw a trade floated. It's just a rumor, but it was a 1-for-1 straight up trade.
I saw it too. I know what you're talking about.
Spencer Jones for Stephen Kwan.
I'd do that.
I was like,
if Brian Cashman doesn't do that, he needs to be fired immediately. If whoever does that in Cleveland, they would just a 1-for-1.
I can't believe y'all are agreeing with me.
You don't.
I thought I was going to be fighting for my life.
Oh no.
Look, but
they're 4 years apart. They're 4 years apart.
1-for-1. Go ahead.
One for one.
They're 4 years apart. Stephen Kwan's already a proven commodity. As much as the hype. Look, what does Hector say every time we leave? Don't hug your girlfriend. Don't hug your prospects. We don't know what Spencer Jones is really going to be. If you get Stephen Kwan, we know he's a proven commodity. And guess what? That also solves your leadoff problem, which we haven't had a leadoff hitter since who? Gleyber Torres. I'm for it.
I can't believe y'all.
We haven't had a leadoff hitter since Brett Mother-loving Gardner.
Gleyber Torres was serviceable for us, though, in the playoffs. I got to the point where I missed him. At least he got some production. But no, Stephen Kwan solves 2 problems. That's your left fielder, and then that's also your leadoff guy, and he's a proven commodity. I'd do that. And you know what? If Spencer Jones turns out to be the left-handed Aaron Judge, so be it. But we have to worry about making this team good now because Spencer Jones has too many question marks. We don't know. He's a prospect. We don't know.
Yeah.
Y'all are preaching to the choir. I just want y'all to know because those were all the things I was going to say. Go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick, Grace. My whole reserves when it came to, or my reservations when it came to trading Spencer Jones were who were we going to get back in return, and does it make sense for both teams? Stephen Kwan for Spencer Jones, I'll do that in a heartbeat. It makes no sense from the Cleveland Guardians. If the Guardians do that, their GM should be fired, tarred, and fettered through the streets of Cleveland. That should never happen at all, especially from an all-star like Stephen Kwan. I know the Yankees need a leadoff hitter because, like I said, the Yankees haven't had a leadoff hitter since Brett Michael Gardner. That's how long it's been since he's retired. Gleyber Torres was serviceable. DJ LeMahieu as well was serviceable as leadoff hitters. But let's be real, they were more two-hole hitters than leadoff guys. If we had a leadoff guy to set the table for them, maybe the Yankees offense would have been a hell of a lot different back then. But when it comes to right now, when it comes to this team, what's the glaring issue is we have no table setter in front of Aaron Judge. We need a leadoff hitter. We need a traditional leadoff hitter that could get on base via a base hit, via drawing the walk, and being able to use his speed whenever Aaron Judge gets a single or gets a double. He can move from first to third. He could score from second to home on an extra base hit. That is what this team needs. We need a table setter because our offense is terrible. And when you look at the free agent list, I don't see a free agent on that list that's a quote unquote that leadoff hitter that I'm talking about. It's going to be that trade if we make for Steven Kwan. But when it comes to free agency, Cody Bellinger, like we both said, that's a priority for me. I think Cody Bellinger has to come back. Everybody else on the list we'll talk about. I just want to kick it over to Grace. Folks in the chat as well, drop your comment, drop a like, hit that follow button. There's emojis on the side of the screen. If you guys can interact with the emojis, it helps boost the live when it comes to the YouTube algorithm, because YouTube is trying to be like TikTok. The more likes we get, the more subscribers we get, the more super chats we get, the more memberships we have, the more that it would drive and push the channel. Sorry, Grace. My apologies.
You're good. I just want to talk about Steven Kwan before we move on to Cody Bellinger and the other plan for the offseason. I just want, and am I reaching for the stars here? Is this too much to ask? I want the top three to never change. I need a leadoff hitter. I got Aaron Judge, and then I want the guy behind Aaron Judge to be the same every day, no matter who is pitching on the other side of the ball. I don't care. I need a leadoff hitter, Aaron Judge, and a three-hole hitter to stay the same every day. Go get me a number one and a number three to surround the greatest right-handed bat we've ever seen. Or you're trash and you're wasting my time yet again. And 2026 gonna end the same way 2025 ended, 2024 ended, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? Because Aaron Judge needs to be padded on both sides. This is what you do when you have a generational talent like Aaron James Judge, who we are just watching his career dwindle right before our very eyes, okay? Go get me a leadoff hitter. Go get me a three-hole hitter who can stay the same every day. Aaron Judge stays the same every day. I'm not saying you're going to find another Aaron Judge, okay? But Steven Kwan, you can't strike him out. He is so pesky. He sees a lot of pitches. He gets on base. Yeah, he can pop. He'll probably pop, 15 homers in Yankee Stadium. And give you some contact. Obviously, he's got some speed as well. He's not Jason Dominguez, but he's got some speed, okay? But I need somebody to be in the leadoff spot every day. So Aaron Judge knows, okay, I'm batting behind Steven Kwan every day. And that's my role. I need my guys to know their role going in, day out. Not, hey, what's the lineup today? What's the lineup going to be tomorrow? Where am I hitting? Like, no. The top of my order needs to be the same every day. That's what I want for Christmas.
So, with that being said, because on my channel I'm gonna do a segment, right, where talking about the leadoff hitter, right, and this is a name that's gonna be brought up because it's brought up every single year when it comes to New York Yankees. Will this be the time that the Yankees go out there and get a Luis Arias?
Oh,
because I mean, heck, it gets brought up every year when it comes to the Yankees. He's a free agent, first base, second baseman. Is this, contact hitter? He's a guy that's gonna, especially with how we just got beat. I'm not saying I would do that, but there are gonna be a lot of Yankee fans out there that's looking at it like, go get Luis Arias. Yeah. And would you do that? Is this the year that the Yankees do that? Because that also solves your contact issue and it also solves your leadoff spot.
LI Yankee King has already posted his 30 different scenarios that the Yankees get Luis Arias. I'm not a fan of Luis Arias right now. A few years ago, maybe, but right now, when you look at Luis Arias, he's just a single hitter. He doesn't get any extra base hits. He has no speed in his bottom half of his body. He's very slow. He's probably just as slow, if not slower, than Gleyber Torres when you look at that metric. He has no power whatsoever. He's defensively, he is going to hurt you defensively. He is more of a DH than he is a position player. If the Yankees didn't have Giancarlo Stanton being the DH, I say, yeah, you roll the dice because he's not going to cost you much. But right now, the Yankees moved off of Gleyber Torres because of his defense. The Yankees moved off of DJ LeMahieu because he wasn't comfortable playing third base and he couldn't play second base. The Yankees are trying to build a team that focuses on defense. And when you have the issue that is Anthony Volpe at shortstop, adding a second baseman or a first baseman whose defense is suspect is going to hurt this team in the long run. Can you imagine all the balls that are going to pass by Luis Ariz at first base that Anthony Volpe is going to throw to him? I don't think the Yankees are going to want to make that decision. I don't think any Yankee fan, if you're out there, just imagine Anthony Volpe was bad when he had a former Gold Glover and Paul Goldschmidt, when he had a former Gold Glover and Anthony Rizzo. He is going to be horrible if you put Luis Ariz at first base.
Yeah, for me, Luis Arias, it would really depend on the contract situation. Like, I could see maybe us in a like, okay, we swung for the fences with a couple of guys, we missed, they signed elsewhere, we need to fill a hole. We're gonna sign Luis Arias for a 1-year deal with a club option for the second year, something like that. I could see. But if you're talking about agreeing to a long-term contract, I'm not really vibing with that. but yeah, again, for me, it would depend on the situation and the contract. I do think he has value, but it's just the situation of where you're going to plug that value in, and does it make sense with the money and everything else.
Yeah, look at his numbers from last year. 292 hitter, 327 on base percentage. He slugged 392. His OPS is basically what Anthony Volpe's OPS is. And that's crazy to say for a guy that's a borderline 300 hitter.
Right.
Yeah,
but like
say we
miss on Cody, we miss on Tucker, we don't get Stephen Kwan. You know what I'm saying? Like, say we get down to the end and nobody is signed Luis Arias and he's willing to come for a 1-year, pull lever in case of emergency, break glass kind of situation, and he agrees to a club friendly number. I could see them plugging a hole with him. But is he like a priority for me? Like, no,
he's not a priority. I have other players on that list when it comes to priorities. Like you said, if it's a last ditch effort and we struck out on everyone and you have to get someone on a 1-year deal, yeah, you get Luis Ariz on a 1-year deal, because if your team is out of it or at the trade deadline, you could trade him away to a team that's contending that needs somebody to be in the middle of their lineup or the top of their lineup. Yeah. I wouldn't do that. My fantasy free agency or my fantasy offseason for the New York Yankees, for me, I'm gonna put this list up one more time. Bring back Cody Bellinger, trade for Stephen Kwan to put him in the outfield, which means Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones both is out of here on the first flight, on the first thing smoking. Maybe Luis Hill as well in that trade for Stephen Kwan, right? So those three are gone. You have Cody Bellinger in center, you got Stephen Kwan in left field. When it comes to our catcher situation, I'm with Grace. I'm moving off of Austin Wells. I love the mustache poppy Austin Wells. I love him to death, but I see the upside in Ben Rice. I want to bring in JT Real Muto on a 1-year deal to be that gap between Rice this year and next year being the full-time catcher. I want JT Realmuto to be a mentor to Ben Rice this year so he can show him how to catch at the MLB ready, how at the MLB level, how to prepare for games. The same way how the Yankees did it with Paul Goldschmidt last year, helping Ben Rice at first base. I want the Yankees to do the same thing with JT Realmuto. He's still a serviceable catcher. He's not going to put up the numbers he put up back in the day offensively, but defensively, he's still going to give you much more than what you got out of Austin Wells. No shade to Austin Wells. I think the Yankees should move on from Austin Wells. And when it comes to our first base situation, I don't know, because you got Murakami, you got different options. I don't know where the Yankees are going to go. So that's what I put out right now. I want to get your guys' thoughts on that.
Yeah. It really just depends. It depends on the big fishes. Like, you got to go out there, and Cody Bellinger or Kyle Tucker has to be a decision. The Yankees got to make a decision. Are you going to go try to bring in those guys, or are you going to go and try to run out Jason Dominguez, who I also think should be our leadoff guy from this point on. Yankee King was one of the first people to say that, and I'm on that now. Like, as far as going to get a leadoff guy, why not? Because we saw a series in Seattle where he went out there, he was the leadoff guy for 3 days, and the offense exploded. Like, why can't you have a guy like Dominguez leading things off? Now, when it comes to the catchers, JT Realmuto is a name that's going to be out there. I'm looking at a right-handed backup catcher because I don't think the Yankees are going to move on from Austin Wells. Like, would I? Absolutely. But I'm thinking, what would they do? I doubt that they're going to. So what you need to do is you need to get yourself a right-handed backup catcher, whether it's JT Realmuto. I'm also looking at a guy like James McCann. Because a guy that's not going to play every day, a guy that's going to be a backup catcher and hit from the right-handed side. Now, first base, you got to figure out, what are you going to do? Are you going to move Ben Rice over full-time catching? Are you going to keep him at first base? I'm all for bringing back Paul Goldschmidt, but on a bench defensive replacement type role for a fraction of what he was getting paid, half of what he's getting paid. If he comes back 1 year, $5-6 million, I'm all for that. Second base, you got to figure out what you're going to do. Are you going to keep Jazz Chisholm, which I think that they will do? Shortstop, we got a problem because we know Volpe's going to get handed the job as soon as he comes back. So you're going to go with Bichette. I mean, not Bichette. Well, people want to bring in Bichette. You're going to go with Caballero to start off. You're going to bring in somebody. We'll see. Third base is the real question for me, right? I like Ryan McMahon, but I'm not stopping a Ryan McMahon from me upgrading that position. $16 million a year. Yankees can get off that. They can trade him somewhere, eat some of that contract, get off that. Alex Bregman's available. I would take Alex Bregman. We had a shot at him last year. I would take Bregman over Ryan McMahon right now and swap off him. Outfield, I think the Yankees going to have to figure that shit out. But bullpen, I'm looking at this. Like, this is a solid bullpen year. Edwin Diaz, I'd take a shot at Edwin Diaz. I really would. He's got the experience in New York. You guys know I'd bring back Devin Williams. I'm a fan of Devin Williams. You got some decent guys out there. Raisel Iglesias is a good pitcher as well. He's getting up there in age. You have some arms that you can go out there and attack, but it just depends on what we're going to do.
I just want to point this out because Double A keeps put it in the chat. Stephen Kwan is not a lifetime 260 hitter. He's a lifetime 280 hitter. He hit under 270 only for once in his career, and that was in 2023. I just wanted to put that because I see Zoe put it in the chat right there. Thank you, Zoe, for that. Go ahead, Grace. Sorry, just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, I think Ace is making some great points. Heck, you're making some great points. I think for me, the number one priority is Cody Bellinger. And that's because, and let me say, here's my little thing, okay? Here's my little thing. I know the stats on Kyle Tucker. I know the future, the upside rather, his age, all that factors into Kyle Tucker. And I understand why people are saying we need to get Kyle Tucker over Cody Bellinger. But here's my thing, okay? Going out and just getting the best player available, okay, is a acquisition strategy that the Yankees have been operating under for the last 5 years, and that's why our roster looks the way that it looks, okay? You're prioritizing the upside and the value and whatever of a player over the fit on the roster. Okay, I'm done doing that, okay? Y'all got me fucked up. If you think I'm going to do the same thing every day, every year. See, here's the problem. Here's the problem with me. Definition of stupidity, right? Is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Well, I'm not stupid, okay? So I am now miserable as a Yankees fan because I am like every year I'm going in thinking we're going to win the World Series. Well, after I do that a couple times and no changes are made, guess what? I wish I was stupid. I wish I could believe that, but I'm not stupid. So here I am miserable because I'm too smart to buy this bullshit again, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to stop going out and just getting the best player because it's the biggest star and the best player. We're going to actually go out, look at our roster and say, who's the best fit on our roster? The best fit for our roster is Cody Bellinger.
Yeah,
because he can play first, he can play left, he can play center, he can play right when Judge has a DH day or when he needs a day off, whatever. He is already proven in New York City. I can't say that enough. Y'all, not y'all, but people gloss over the fact that how much that's worth. Okay.
Yeah.
Kyle Tucker has never been a New York Yankee. Cody Bellinger has been a New York Yankee, and he can do it. Okay. So for these reasons, he's the best fit, and that's where I'm going.
I think he'll be here. I think he'll be here. Like opting out was not a surprise because he deserved that right. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get more money. I think the Yankees are going to bring him back. I'd be shocked if they didn't. And then I'd be a little worried, like, okay, what's the next move? Because, you do got Cohen over there on, across the street that they need a center fielder. Like, are you really, if you're Howe, are you going to have back-to-back years where you lost Soto and Bellinger to the Mets? Like, pocket up. But I do think we do have a slight advantage, not just because as opposed to Juan Soto, we have a slight advantage because Cody Bellinger wants to be here. You can tell he wanted to be here from the jump. So I think that it's going to happen. I'm just concerned, what are you going to do after that? Because you can't just do Cody Bellinger. If you went out there and got a Kyle Tucker and you said, okay, we're going to play him in left field, we're going to play Bellinger in center and Judge at right. What are you doing with Dominguez and Spencer Jones? You going to flip that for a starting caliber pitcher? They're already on the record saying the only person they're going to flip that for is Paul Skeens. That's the only person they're willing to flip that for. Will Pittsburgh want to make that deal? Probably unlikely. They're going to want to milk Paul Skeens' arm a little bit more before they get rid of him. Yeah. But it just depends on what plan of attack. Yankees can't not do anything. I'm all for Ben Rice catching Cody Bellinger at first base, but paying him like an outfielder. And then if you're going to bring up a Dominguez, if you're going to bring up a Spencer Jones, or make that trade for Steven Kwan and Judge in the outfield, that would be the best move that the Yankees can make because you're still going to have Cody Bellinger and you're going to have a young outfield along with an Aaron Judge. Like, those are the moves that I think need to be made, and then you sprinkle in a couple of moves here, get yourself a right-handed catcher, get yourself a bullpen arm. You're going to need bullpen at the end of the day because we're losing a bunch of people. Don't bring back Luke Weaver. I'm done with that. Please let him just go somewhere else, and we just got to figure it out from there because and we're going to need a middle-of-the-road starting pitcher because we're going to be without Cole and Rodon for the first month, maybe month and a half of 2026.
I'm going to say this right now. The Yankees, they need to go into this season or this offseason. Cody Bellinger cannot be the only bat that the Yankees acquire, right? And it's not really acquire because he was with the team, right? So that's just re-signing somebody. The Yankees need to bring in another bat to go along Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger because in the postseason, we were all waiting for Giancarlo Stanton to save us, and he never did. This year, Giancarlo Stanton money dropped from 32 million or 35 million to 19 million.
I need the sad music.
He's making 19 million this year. He's making 15 million the following season. We're going to start to get to that range or get to that area where the conversation is going to start coming up. Should the Yankees just eat the rest of Stanton's money? Because the Yankees, they just owe Giancarlo Stanton less than $40 million. The Yankees, they owe
charge of that.
Oh, yeah. LA Yankee King, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's a reality that we're living in right now, right? Because like you said, Ace, and you brought it up, that lockout is coming. That lockout is looming. And many people that I've spoken to and many people believe that lockout minimum is 1 year. They think it's going to be 2 years. At minimum, it's going to be 1 year. If there's a lockout, if a lockout happens or when the lockout happens, we're going to miss baseball for one full season. And that's going to suck. And that's going to suck a lot.
Yep. Which is also a reason why guys like Cody Tucker and Bellinger, they're going to want to get paid because we don't know what the structure is going to look like. We don't know if they're going to get grandfathered in, what the contract's going to look like, what the agreement's going to be looking like. So it's a bunch of unknowns. This is why these guys want to get paid and they want to make sure they secure themselves. But yeah, this is an important season for the Yankees. We know this. We say this every year, but the Yankees have to want to give a shit. It's as simple as that. Yeah. They have to want to give a shit and go out there and put a winning product out there. Somebody asked in the chat, what's going on with shortstop? We don't know. I'm assuming it's going to be Anthony Volpe as soon as he gets back. Yeah. I'm assuming Jose Caballero will get the first shot. We don't know. Also, another guy I'd bring back too, Ahmed Rosario, depending on what's going on with Oswaldo Cabrera. If Cabrera's going to be missing significant time, I'd bring back Ahmed Rosario for a bench role. But as far as shortstop, we know as soon as Volpe gets back, the job's going to be his.
Okay, hear me out. Hold on, where's my tinfoil hat? Oh, I threw it away. I needed to make a new tinfoil hat. All right, y'all, imagine I have a tinfoil hat on right now. here comes the tinfoil hat theory. Anthony Volpe, who was doing really, really well before the injury last season. It's so sad to say last season, but yes, last season. He has the surgery. He has the offseason. He recalibrates his priorities. He hears the noise. He's super laser focused. He starts spring training in the minor leagues. He plays his rehab assignment down in the minors where he was King Volpe, and he starts mashing, boy. He gets his swing back. Ba, 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 ba. He comes up to the... No, don't play the sad music. So he comes up to the majors, and he's feeling himself again. You know, he's got that hot girlfriend. He's stunting on these AAA guys. He comes up, and he absolutely lights the world on fire. 2026, Yankees win the World Series, led by Anthony Volpe.
Grace, I just ordered it right now on Amazon. This is a drug test going to your house.
It could happen.
Grace needs to be.
No, y'all, what were we saying last year and the year before that? He needs a stint in AAA. Well, guess what? He's gonna get that stint now. He has no choice because he's got to do his rehab assignment. What if this stint could set him right? It could happen.
Shout out to CT.
And then we woke up.
CT cards.
And
CT cards in the chat.
Xbox or whatever they say.
Doing his best Mr. Mackey impersonation. Grace, drugs are bad. Okay. Shout out to CT cards in the building. I want to shout out the chat before we continue. That's Erica 6616. Shout out to my friend Erica who says, as that kid in Angels in the outfield say, it could happen. Absolutely. Angels in the Outfield, one of my favorite baseball movies as a kid. You know, we'll go through that list one day. But no, Anthony Volpe, he's definitely going to be back. Like Ace said, Caballero to start the season. Anthony Volpe. I think the Yankees are going to give Anthony Volpe some time to figure it out. They're going to use the excuse of his injury from last year, even though we all saw that he was injured. We all mentioned it. Ace mentioned it on his live stream. Grace and we talked about it on the show. We all saw that Anthony Volpe was compromised from his shoulder injury that happened early in the season, and the Yankees had him play through it because if he would have had that surgery at the time that it happened, he would have missed the entire season, and the Yankees would have been desperate for a shortstop and probably got fleeced. So that was probably the logic behind it. They probably had him play through it, whatever. Anthony Volpe will be back this year. That's not a move that I would make. I wanted the Yankees to go out there and get Bo Bichette, but that's a pipe dream. That's an alternate timeline because I think Bo Bichette, 300 hitter with power, defense slightly better than Anthony Volpe. If Anthony Volpe's offense was what Bo Bichette's offense was, we can live with his horrible defense. You can live with Anthony Volpe's defense if his offense is the same offensive output as Bo Bichette, but it's not. But hey, that's another conversation for another day.
Yeah, I'm done with Anthony Volpe. I was like one of the last people on that train where I'm like, yo, after that grand slam last year, let's give him a chance. Nah, I'm done with him, man. Like, I want what's best for the team. What frustrated me was how the Yankees have treated him. Like, no, because how the Yankees have treated him has pissed me off.
Friday?
Yeah. Because, like, if the Yankees didn't baby him the way they did and them not giving Jason Dominguez the same afforded opportunities as Anthony Volpe really pisses me off. Like, I was done with him after they pinch hit for him in that last inning, and they said, Dominguez, go out there. Like, why are you trying to protect the golden boy? Like, I'm done.
And what did he do?
A double.
Dominguez? A double. And one of the best hits that we had in the playoffs. Now, doesn't mean I'm not going to – look, just because I'm done with Anthony Volpe doesn't mean I'm rooting for him to fail. I'm not that type of Yankee fan. As long as you have the jersey on, I'm going to be rooting my ass off for you to go out there and do well. But I'm not going to be sitting here and making excuses for the kid. Like, look, at the end of the day, he was an injured player, but we have to go out there and put what's best on the field because I know damn well that Volpe's going to miss the first couple of months of the season. Caballero could be hitting 1,000, but as soon as Volpe comes back, they're going to be like, let's go out there and what if we put Volpe back out there? Like, bro, come on.
They were like, hey,
hit 2,000.
Caballero's leading the lead in steals. He's hitting 310. But did you see Anthony Volpe's 270 in AAA?
Yep.
You know, that's good.
Did you see how he struck out on 5 pitches instead of 4? Like,
No,
bro, get the fuck out of here.
I want to say real quick, because I know we got to start wrapping things up in 10 minutes. I just want to say shout out to everybody who's in the building. Appreciate you guys for tuning back. We missed you guys. We're going to have more Yankee streams, more Yankee conversations. We're going to bring back the open panel next week. If whoever could be here. If they can't, it is what it is. But we're going to bring back the open panel component so we can get everybody more into the conversation during free agency. Last thing I'm going to say, whoever the Yankees bring in or whatever the game plan is this offseason, we need to see results, because 16 years is a very, very, very long time. We got some folks in the chat that wasn't even born probably the last time the Yankees won a conversation. The Yankees won a championship. I'm not going to be one of those doom and gloom Yankee fans and just believe that this team is not going to go anywhere. I still have some type of hope, whether it's the farm system, whether it's the 84th prospect, Spencer Jones, all proving us wrong and becoming Aaron Judge 2.0. I don't know. Whether it's Jason Dominguez finally getting an opportunity from the New York Yankees and the Martian living up to his expectation, because Grace Monroe wants to see the Martian live up to his expectations. I don't know what the game plan is for the New York Yankees, but I just want to put this out there. We are here to have the conversation. It's going to be a healthy conversation, and we're not going to be those type of fans, or I'm not going to be one of those type of fans that's just always want to speak negative or throw negative energy into the world. I don't believe in that. I think if you put negative energy out there, negative things will find you. So I just want us to have these conversations to be fruitful and to be fun. That makes sense?
Yeah, facts. But like Hector was saying, 2009, let's have some fun real quick. 2009, some of the top songs that were released in 2009. Single
God.
Ladies, Beyonce.
No.
That's crazy.
Poker Face, Lady Gaga. Boom Boom Pow, Black Eyed Peas. I Got a Feeling. So many of these songs. Woo!
Oh my God.
Empire State of Mind, Jay-Z, Alicia Keys.
Oh my God. Empire State of Mind, Alicia Keys is a throwback.
Alicia Keys.
Bro,
is that before? Is that before or after Lil Mama ran on the stage and he got upset?
Oh, that's probably the same year. That's probably the same year.
Man, remember when Jay-Z performed that at the World Series and we were all hyped?
Oh,
this
man.
is the year. We need that, man. You know what it is? An artist got to come out with a song for New York. All my rappers, R&B artists, somebody come out with a theme song for New York and let's get the vibes going. Because guess what? LA won again. LA beat Toronto again. Kendrick over Drake again. So
I think what hurt the Yankees last year in the World Series is that Fat Joe came out and performed the song that was out before Empire State of Mind, because Lean Back came out when I was in high school.
the
That
curse of Fat Joe.
Yeah, the curse of look, it's over. Put it in the chat. Yeah, instead we get Fat Joe last year World Series. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, there's a whole generation of Yankees fans who are grown now who don't remember the 2009 World Series. Okay, so that's how long ago it was. I feel bad, because like that was my World Series. That was my team, my World Series that I really, really remember watching and being, what I thought was an adult at the time. I was a kid in the 90s for the dynasty, a child, you know what I'm saying? Like, I barely remember that. And also I was in Texas and I didn't have my own money. It's not like I could, watch the games very much. Like, I was living in a house with two parents that did not support my New York Yankees love. Okay. So 2009 was my year. And that was so long ago, y'all. Like, I don't even want to say how many boyfriends ago that was for me. When I think about who my boyfriend was at the time, I'm like, damn, that was a long time ago. But anyway, all that being said, I'm glad to be back with y'all. I'm glad to be back with y'all. And get Cody Bellinger, and then we'll talk about the rest of the possibilities. As far as I'm concerned, that's priority number one. Get Cody Bellinger, and then we'll talk. So the lockout's going to suck, but it is looming.
Yeah.
The players know it. The agents know it. the owners know it. So this is going to be a very interesting offseason. It's going to be quite a ride. But we'll be here to get y'all through it all. So make sure to like and subscribe. And we'll see y'all next time on Yankees Morning Brew.
I just want to say real quick, Grace, say it loud for the people in the back, because as they say, a broken clock is right, what, like twice a day or some shit like that, Ace? Mm-hmm. And to see L.I. Yankee King saying, I don't get where the Yankees and Kyle Tucker fit. Boy, L.I. Yankee King. My man, you drank your water this morning, you brush your teeth? My man coming out here spitting hot fire. Shout out my guy, L.I. Yankee King. Love my guy. But no, I Cody Bellinger for me is the fit for the Yankees. If they want to bring both Cody Bellinger and Kyle Tucker, I'll take it, because you can move Cody Bellinger first base, outfield. He's that versatile. But yeah, regardless of what the game plan is for the New York Yankees, we will be here to divulge and have the conversation. Myself, Grace Monroe, my homie, the Ace Avenue, who has an amazing channel. His link is in the description of this video. Ace, any final words for the beautiful people that are in the chat?
Just feels so good to be back, and I can't wait for baseball. 142 days, I think, till opening day. It'll be here before we know it, and I can't wait. But I'm going to enjoy the holidays. I know Grace is ready for Christmas, but I'm getting ready for Thanksgiving. I'm excited.
Yes. Just so you guys know, Grace decorated. Do you guys want to take a guess, the over or under? How many Christmas trees did Grace decorate so far?
Full size. Okay.
Full size.
If you count the little ones, it's way more. Okay. But I have 3 full size, like 8-foot Christmas trees fully decorated in my house right now.
All right, we got Carl that says 4.
Okay, I do have 4 decorated trees, but the 4th one is only 3 feet tall. So I have 3 8 feet and 1 4 feet.
It's like Harry Potter. It's like 3 1/4, right? It's like, you know, it's like the track 3 1/4, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ace, last words before we get out of here, bro.
I'm a Southern girl. What you want from me?
Nah, it just feels so good to be back. The break is over, especially for yours truly. On my channel, I'm just working on my watch-alongs to it. Welcome to Derry, along with the movie stuff, and I'll be sprinkling in some Yankee content as well. So make sure you subscribe to me. And I'm just so glad to be back with you guys, because I missed you guys, man. If I could just give you guys a virtual hug, man, I missed you guys for real. Definitely. These virtual hugs will be IRL this year and in spring training. We will make that happen. You will see myself, Grace Monroe, and the Ace Avenue covering the New York Yankees spring training. We got to speak it into existence, because if you don't, the universe won't reward you. But until next time, I'm Hector.
I'm Grace Monroe.
Ace.
Oh.
I thought we were going down the line. Okay, do it again. We got to do it again. Go ahead, Heck.
I got to pick up this cue. Okay, let's do it again. We're going to go down the line. Okay, let's do it again.
Okay. All right. So until next time, y'all, I'm Hector.
Yours truly, the Ace.
I'm Grace Monroe.
And this is another episode of the Yankees
Morning
Brew. And until next time, peace, arriba the dirty, and have a good one.
You fought well yesterday. Your style is unorthodox.
Scorpio.